Hi, I'm Monica Foster, Managing Director with Focus Search Partners. Thank you so much for joining us today. As most of you know, we launched a CFO community last year with the hopes to bring you cutting-edge information, tools for your toolkit to ensure that you are your highest and best CFO. I'm delighted to introduce Bill Myers, CFO of MobilityWorks, along with my good friend Maggie Rock, VP of Business Development at Oak Point Partners, to have a great conversation today. So today we're going to talk about how MobilityWorks partnered with Oak Point to monetize a non-operating assets, bringing unexpected revenue streams to the business. Certainly this is beneficial to all CFOs out there. So Bill, I'd love for you to start off and tell us a little bit about MobilityWorks.
Thanks for having me, Monica. Yes, MobilityWorks is the largest retailer of wheelchair-accessible vans with approximately 95 locations in 31 states. Our objective is to find the best mobility solution for each individual who we call client to ensure that they can connect with who and what matters most. I'm particularly proud that MobilityWorks has assisted thousands of veterans in this way over the years. Our company is private equity backed and has been in high growth mode for the past several years. One of my team's focus areas is to integrate the operating assets of the acquired entities to ensure continued value and growth of the company. That means we typically dedicate fewer resources, if any, to the non-operating assets that we might acquire. Our private equity firm connected us to Maggie and her team at Oak Point to sell off our non-operating intangible assets. I had no idea the concept even existed and was initially concerned that it would require us to divert attention from our primary operations. Instead, our work with Maggie's team has been streamless, rewarding, and easy. We have generated money for assets we didn't even realize existed, with no interruption to our day-to-day operation. Maggie, what did I miss?
Bill, that was great. I can share a bit more about Oak Point Partners. As you mentioned, we partner with companies to buy their non-operating assets and bring them frictionless found money. The assets we acquire are intangibles that our partners don't know about or currently value at zero. As Bill noted, we work with many private equity firms and their portfolio companies, as well as public companies, because we've learned that acquisitive companies pick up assets in their M&A activity that are not related to their ongoing business and are often long forgotten. And that's what we buy, providing immediate cash plus a share of those recoveries. As Bill noted, our process is simple and straightforward. And one of the things that I think our partners most appreciate about teaming with us is that we really need minimal involvement from them as we do the work. We use our expertise, our relationships, proprietary data and technology, which we've built over the last 15 years to identify and recover these assets that are sitting in suspense or simply have gone unclaimed. And we can do that work independently. Bill, my recollection is that MobilityWorks did not have resources committed to looking for lost or dormant assets. Is that correct?
That's correct, Maggie. Before we had met, I had not heard the term remnant assets, but now that we have worked together, I can say that we knew of unclaimed property held by the states, but certainly couldn't commit someone's resources to claiming it, particularly in our inactive company names. Our remnant assets would have remained untapped had our private equity firm not introduced us to Oak Point. For companies who have some operating history and have grown through M&A like MobilityWorks has, the value proposition that Oak Point offers is really clear and a no-brainer.
Thanks, Bill. That's our goal, to bring value with really minimal effort and no risk to our partners. Unclaimed property is just one of the many rocks we look under when we identify and recover these assets. And while the recovery potential varies from partner to partner based on years of operations, size, number of locations, and of course, M&A activity, a partnership with us can really benefit pretty much anyone. Monica, I'll toss it back over to you.
Thanks, Maggie. This was super informative. You know, I've specialized in the office of the CFO for nearly 15 years, worked internally at a private equity firm, identifying top talent for them. And I just found this tool to be so interesting. I've never heard of it before, and I wanted to ensure that we shared it with our CFO community, because certainly I know this audience appreciates the opportunity to generate money rather than expend it. So I'm so grateful to you, Maggie, to you, Bill, for sharing the MobilityWorks story. Wishing you continued success through acquisition. This market is wonderful. So hopefully you guys are on a great trajectory, and appreciate you guys sharing this story with our CFO community today. This is Monica Foster with Focus Search Partners. Thank you so much for joining us.